Hi friends, it's Jules. Welcome to Jules Reads. In this video I'm going to talk about my TBR, my to be read wish list of books I want to read for March. And I know it's a little bit late to post this for March. I have already finished 2 books in March, so I will talk about those in one of my wrap-ups. I'm not sure if I'm going to do weekly wrap-ups or monthly. Those will be coming up in that. Alright, so I have 2 books. I'm going to go fairly quickly. I'm going to try to remember to read a part of the synopsis and the first paragraph. I always forget. But 2 of the books are my In Real Life Book Club books. One's from February that I did not start or finish, and then it is the March one. The February one is Welcome to the Hunam Dong Bookshop by Wang Borum. I'm probably butchering that name. It says the heartwarming Korean smash hit. There was only one thing on her mind. I must start a bookshop. I mean, I feel ya. Youngju is burnt out. She did everything she was supposed to do. Go to school, marry a decent man, get a respectable job. Then it all fell apart. In a leap of faith, Youngju abandons her old life, quits her high-flying career, and follows her dream. She opens a bookshop. And let me read the first. The first chapter is called What Makes a Good Bookshop. A man was loitering outside the bookshop, stooping slightly. He shaded his eyes and peered through the window. He'd mistaken the opening time and come too early. As she walked towards the bookshop, Youngju recognized the man from behind. He was a regular customer who would drop by 2 or 3 evenings a week, always in a business suit. So that is that one. And then the next one for our pick for March is Prophet Song by Paul Lynch. And this was picked because it's an Irish author, I believe. And it does say that it is the Booker Prize of 2023. On a dark, wet evening in Dublin, scientist and mother of 4, Eilish Stack, answers her front door to find 2 officers from Ireland's newly formed secret police on her step. They have arrived to interrogate her husband, a trade unionist. That's all I'm going to read. I try not to read too much of the synopsis because I just don't want to know. I don't want it to give away anything in the book, but let's read the first. Oh, the first paragraph. Oh, weird. There's not. The paragraphs are like this. Okay, let me just read you the first few sentences. The night has come and she has not heard the knocking. Standing at the window, looking out into the garden. How the dark gathers without sound the cherry trees. How the dark gathers without sound the cherry trees. It gathers the last of the leaves, and the leaves do not resist the dark, but accept the dark and whisper. Tired now, the day almost behind her, all that still has to be done before bed, and the children settled in the living room, this feeling of rest for a moment by the glass. All right, that is our March pick. The next one I am actually in the middle of, and that is What Was She Thinking? It is, I think it's kind of renamed Notes on a Scandal by Zoe Heller. I'm in the middle of it, and I gave a little bit of my thoughts in my previous video, and I'll give more at the end of the month or the week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I also do want to watch the movie. I haven't seen that in years. And then The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison is one I had on my radar to read for February for Black History Month, and I didn't get it done. And I do want to read this. I've never read Toni Morrison, and I feel like that's a problem that needs to be solved. I did not read you what Notes on a Scandal is about. Okay, back it up. School teacher Barbara Covett has led a solitary life until Sheba Hart. It's so hard to read the red on the black. Let me put it under the light. Sheba Hart, the new art teacher at St. George's, befriends her. But even as the relationship develops, so too does another. Sheba has begun an illicit affair with an underage male student. And then I'll read you the first couple sentences. Maybe. The first time I ever saw Sheba, she was on a Monday morning, early in the winter term of 1996. I was standing in the St. George's car park, getting books out of the back of my car when she came through the gates on a bicycle, an old-fashioned butcher boy model with a basket in the front. And that is that one. Okay, so The Bluest Eye, it says Piccola Breedlove, a young black girl, prays every day for beauty. Mocked by other children for the dark skin, curly hair, and brown eyes that set her apart, she yearns for the blonde hair and blue eyes that she believes will allow her to finally fit in. Yet as her dream grows more fervent, her life slowly starts to disintegrate in the face of adversity and strife. I'm sure this is not going to be an easy read as far as emotional. And here is the house. It is green and white. It has a red door. It is very pretty. Here is the family. Mother, father, Dick, and Jane live in the green and white house. They are very happy. See Jane. She has a red dress. She wants to play. Who will play with Jane? See the cat. Oh, I'm going to love this. It goes meow, meow. Come play with Jane. The kitten will not play. See Mother. Mother is very nice. Mother, will you play with Jane? Mother laughs. Laugh, Mother, laugh. See Father. He is big and strong. Father, will you play with Jane? Oh boy. Okay. Okay, the last three, this is going to be a pretty quick video, but the last three are some, I have scoured BookTube, my favorite booktubers, and found 3 books that were already on my shelves that were their favorites of the year for 2024. So I'm going to try to read those very soon, hopefully in March. I have them right here. I will do another video when I talk about who I found these on. I know this one was on a ton of people's channels. This is Stoner by John Williams. I have no idea why. Maybe this is a new printing of why this has just become so popular recently, because it was published in 1965. All right. It says, William Stoner is born at the end of the 19th century into a dirt-poor Missouri farming family, sent to the state universities to study agronomy. He instead falls in love with English literature and embraces a scholar's life, so different from the hard-scrabble existence he has known. And then William Stoner entered the University of Missouri as a freshman in the year 1910 at the age of 19. 8 years later, during the height of World War I, he received his Doctor of Philosophy degree and accepted an instructorship at the same university, where he taught until his death in 1956. He did not rise above the rank of assistant professor, and few students remembered him with any sharpness after they had taken his courses. There's that one. I know this one is from Willow Books. Can't remember their channel, but this is that one. And this is The Botanical Daughter by Noah Medlock. It's a really stunning cover. This says, it is an unusual thing to live in a botanical garden, but Simon and Gregor are an unusual pair of gentlemen. Hidden away from the disapproving tattle of Victorian London, they are free to follow their own interests without interference. For Simon, this means working his taxidermical art. Gregor's business is exotic plants. It is an unusual thing to live in a botanical garden, but then again, Simon and Gregor were an unusual pair of gentlemen. You might imagine that the vast greenhouse at Grimfern would be too stuffy for human habitation. You would be more or less right, though Gregor Sandys, that notorious botanist, had become accustomed to the garden's balmy climate. All right, and then the last one I'm going to talk about is Sipsworth by Simon Van Boo. And I had bought this one originally because it was on the channel for Ann Patchett. She talked about this book. I think she blurbs it. Yeah, she says, I loved it, Ann Patchett. And so that's why I picked it up. Based on what I know of it now, it reminds me of A Man Called Ove. And it says, let's see. Following the loss of her husband and son, Helen Cartwright returns to the village of her childhood after living abroad for 6 decades. Her only wish is to die quickly and without fuss. She retreats into her home on Westminster Crescent, becoming a creature of routine and habit. Each day was an impersonation of the one before, with only a slight shuffle, as though even for death there is a cue. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm already liking that writing. Helen Cartwright was old, with her life broken in ways she could not have foreseen. Walking helped, and she tried to go out every day, even when it poured, but life for her was finished. She knew She knew that and had accepted it. Each day was an impersonation of the one before with only a slight shuffle, as though even for death there is a cue. So that is part of the synopsis, is the first paragraph. But there you go. So those are my, let's see, I've already read 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 8 books for March. Probably won't get to all of them, to be honest, but we shall see. And my priority is my book club books, and then also my The Bluest Eye. And then I'll probably start up 1 or 2 audiobooks, so it might shuffle a little bit, and maybe the Booktubers books go into April. We shall see. But that is my March TBR, and I will catch you in my next video.